Over the past few weeks, I have spent a ton of time preparing for and competing in Red Bull Paper Wings, which is an international paper airplane competition. Last weekend, I actually drove down to Kentucky to compete in the local qualifier, and based on my results there, I was able to qualify in the category of time aloft for US Nationals. And depending on how I do at the Nationals, I might even advance to the international finals. So please wish me luck. April 3rd, I will be competing in the US Nationals, and until then, I'll be spending a lot of time preparing for that as well. But I'm really excited to share with you another tutorial for Skypiercer. This is a plane that has only been featured in a 3 planes video on my channel, and I've designed a new template for it that I'm excited to share with you today. Skypiercer isn't much to look at, but it is an absolute beast when it comes to performance. You can see the layers locked together on the bottom, and this thing flies up to 150 feet. It is just one of the best distance planes on this channel. Now, this template here has been available to my patrons for a long time, and I think it just takes the appearance to an entirely new level. I really love this template, but I have, for the sake of this tutorial today, also created a recoloration of the template that I actually might even prefer to the original. I'm always partial to blue, and I think this turned out so well. So if you support me on patreon.com/foldableflight, you can gain access to these templates as well as over 50 others. Now, whether you've folded this plane before or not, I hope you will join me for the tutorial. So let's see this plane in flight, and then I'll teach you how to fold it. All you will need in order to fold Skypiercer is an 8.5 by 11 or A4 sheet of paper, and we'll begin by folding this right edge to the left edge. As always, accuracy is important, so try very hard to line your corners up properly before making your crease. And with your paper folded in half like this, we can now fold the top edge to this folded edge and make triangles just like we did for Vapor, and as you do for so many paper airplanes. And once you do one side, just flip it over and fold the other side to match. And now we'll go ahead and open the paper up. And I'm going to fold the top point down and land it on my center crease here, but I want my crease to go right across these edges at the bottom, like so. And now I can flip my paper over, and I want to fold this edge here into the center. And I'll do the same thing on the other side as well. And now I will actually unfold both of those, flip the paper back over, and I'm going to open up this pocket. And basically my objective here is to land this crease on my center crease. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to kind of push on this crease here and use my finger here to pull this in. And you'll notice it wants to fight you just a little bit at the front here. It's not going to nicely land this crease there. So you need to make sure that this section right there becomes concave, and you can fold over it and drop that crease right along your center crease. And then you can crease out here as well. So you're creasing in 2 places. One's kind of a layer hidden by this top layer, and one's right there. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Pulling this in, and I'm making sure that will fold over, and then I can just drop that on my center crease. And apply my creases like so. And now I'm actually going to back out, unfold all that, flip my paper over again, and I want to fold this edge into my center crease, but I'm only creasing until I hit this diagonal crease here. So watch, I'm pulling this whole edge in, but I'm only creasing at the very top from right here to my top point, and I'll release that and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and now I will flip my paper back over, fold this back down, collapse these back in, and now I'm ready to use that crease I just made, and I'm kind of opening this up just enough to show you. I'm folding this in. Sorry, here, let me get it started because it's actually easier to work with while it's flat like this. I'm folding this in so you can see I'm using that existing crease I just made and I'm folding that tab in all the way to my center crease. I'll do the same thing on this side, just grabbing that, folding in like so. And now your plane should look like this. Okay, now we'll go ahead and fold this edge here into the center. And do the same thing on the other side. And now I can open both of those creases back up, and I'm going to fold this edge here to this diagonal crease. I'm going to leave just a tiny gap because I'm going to be closing that layer up. Leaving a tiny gap helps with that. I'll do the same thing on this side. Just a tiny little gap there. And now my plane should look like this, and I will roll in on the existing creases. And now I just fold this point right here up over those layers as far up as it will go, and that should lock our layers together. Now I can just fold the plane in half on that existing center crease, and now we're ready to fold the wings, and you'll feel right about here there's this really thick sharp corner, and basically that's one of the references for this fold. We want to start pretty high above the nose of our plane here, and I'm folding my wing down, and basically I'm finding that transition to a really thick layer and using that as the point over which I fold my wing. And I want the wing to go a little past this back corner here. So something like that is great, and then I will flip the paper over and fold the other side to match. And there you go. Now you have a finished sky piercer. You may find that you need just a little bit of up elevator with this to make it glide as far as possible. It should fly pretty well even without that, but this will maximize its distance.